Hello students, a very good afternoon to all of you. So our today's class is our ultraviolet visible spectroscopy and it is also termed as electronic spectroscopy. Students, in this topic we have already discussed the detail of introduction of the ultraviolet visible spectrum, and I am going to cover the types of the various type of the shifts and the chromophore and auxochrome concept in this video. So I hope you are ready with the pen and paper. So let us begin our today's class. Welcome you all in my YouTube channel, Pacific Chemistry Classes. If you have not subscribed it, please do subscribe the channel. So students, as if you have watched the previous video of the introduction of spectroscopy, there I had covered the detail of everything, what are the basics of spectroscopy. So do watch the video. I had given the link in this video itself. Now let us begin our today's class. So as we know that what is the ultraviolet visible range, so we can say that as our whole sunlight is made up of two parts, that is the visible and the invisible, and that invisible part means where the ultraviolet comes, it comes after your Vibgyor finishes, means after the visible region. So where the visible region ends means the radiations whose wavelength is less than the violet are ultraviolet. So visible range is from 800 to 400 nanometer, or we can also write it as our 8000 to 4000 Armstrong. We are using two units, either nanometer or Armstrong unit. And what is the main ultraviolet range? It is from 400 to 200 nanometer or 4000 to 2000 Armstrong if in Armstrong, and some radiations range which ranges from 200 to 100 nanometer, it will be termed as your vacuum ultraviolet region. Okay, so first you must know the range. And now this spectroscopy is also known as electronic spectroscopy, because what happens here, electronic transitions takes place. How the electronic transition takes place? When the radiations falls on any molecule, the molecules jumps from lower energy level to the higher energy level. So when it comes back, so it will radiate some energy, it will transmit some radiation. Some of the radiations are absorbed here and some are transmitted. So what happens here, the electrons jump from one energy level to higher energy level. So when it comes back, we have to calculate what is the difference between the two levels from when the electron jump from the final level to the ground state. So that difference we have to calculate, how much energy difference came. So what are the other things we have to study? Means we are talking about the electron. As we know that the molecule is made up of different types of energy level, that is our rotational as well as the vibrational as well as the electronic transition. So when we are talking about the ultraviolet and our visible spectroscopy, as we know that these are high energy radiation because their wavelength is less. We know the wavelength is less, energy is very high. So these radiations will cause the electronic transitions. As we know that rotation, first the molecule can easily rotate, then it can vibrate. Highest energy is needed for the transition from one level to another. So as the electrons are involved here, this is known as our electronic spectroscopy. For the details, please watch the video of introduction of spectroscopy. So we know that if we are talking about any molecule, there are various types of electrons like our sigma electrons, pi electrons and the non-bonding electrons. So again, if we see this molecule, this is our carbonyl group. Okay, so we know that if we say this is a sigma bond or this is a pi bond. So if we know sigma bond is made up of sigma electrons and pi bond is made up of pi electrons, and as this is an oxygen, this is a heteroatom, so definitely there are non-bonding electron also. So these are the lone pair of electrons. So in a molecule of another example हम लोग देख सकते हैं ना, if it is CH3Cl again, so this is sigma bond, so there will be sigma electrons. This is halogen, so definitely it is having the three lone pair of electrons, so the non-bonding electrons. So here we are representing the lone pair of electron or non-bonding electron by n, small n symbol. So overall there are three types of electrons, sigma, pi and non-bonding electrons. Now electrons jump from, we are saying electrons jump from small energy level to higher energy level, ground level to higher. So these three types of electrons we are talking, sigma, pi and n. So definitely the transition will take place from sigma to sigma star, our pi to pi star, n to sigma star, or N to pi star. So these are the transitions. I will discuss in another video in detail. In class already explained this. So as we can see, this maximum energy is needed from which transition? Sigma to sigma star. So here I have written it. Maximum energy is needed by sigma to sigma star transition, then to N to sigma star transition, then from pi to pi star, and the least energy is required for the N to pi star. So these are the different types of the electronic transitions. Now how we are representing the ultraviolet spectrum, just we can have a look. So this spectrum, we are making it in between our absorption, wavelength absorption, how much wavelength we are using here, and it is our extinction coefficient or the molar absorption constant. So this is our Emax epsilon. So here ultraviolet, whenever we are recording the ultraviolet spectrum, so what we are doing, it records the wavelength of an absorption maximum, that is lambda max. So here on the x-axis we will take the lambda max, and on the y-axis we will take Emax, and the strength of the absorption. So how much wavelength is absorbed and how much is the strength of absorption, it will be given by the relation of our Lambert-Beer's law, that is our log I0 by I is equals to epsilon LC. Here what is our, this A, it is the absorption of the radiations. What is this L? It is the length. C is the concentration of the sample, and epsilon is our extinction coefficients. So just you can see which type of the peaks you are getting in the spectrum. You are getting the broad peaks, broad bands, because in the ultraviolet spectroscopy, rotation, vibration as well as the electronic transitions phenomena takes place. That's why you are getting the broad band. So this is, I have discussed in the short. For the ultraviolet spectroscopy, generally we are measuring the multiple bond or the aromatic conjugation in the molecule with the help of ultraviolet spectroscopy. So if you want to take this screenshot of the details, you can take from the book and just note it down. To understand the concept of chromophore, let us see one example. As we can see, this is our benzene. This is a colorless liquid, okay? But if we are saying that if there is one NO2 is introduced to this compound will be pale yellowish color. So why this compound is colored? So there are certain groups which are responsible for imparting the color to the compound. So these groups are termed as our chromophore. Similarly, if we say this is our phenol, okay? So this phenol is also colorless, but if suppose we introduce one nitro group here, so this will be the nitrophenol. So again, because of the presence of this group, this compound is colored. You are getting my point? If we talk about a simple compound, if simple benzene ring, we will see it does not have any color. So when a nitro group is introduced, this compound is responsible for imparting the color. So this compound is known as, this group is known as our chromophore. And in this case, as there is one already phenol group, but this phenol group cannot give color to the compound. But if nitro group is present along with the phenol, this compound will be colored. So this will be termed as here oxochrome, means the compounds which gives color to the particular compound, the group which give color to the particular compound are termed as a chromophore, and sometimes the functional groups along with the other group helps to impart the color, they are termed as oxochromes. Now let us see the definition. So any isolated covalently bonded group that shows a characteristic absorption in the UV or the visible region is our chromophore. Means it's any functional group which will absorb the radiation. Means when the radiations of 400 to 800 nanometer range falls on any compound, the compound appears colors to the human eye. So please do watch the DD transition. There I have explained the color phenomena, how, because we know that every light has one complementary color. Means if something is red, is visible red to us, so definitely is having some complementary color. When it absorbs the blue-green light, so it may appear red to us. So the color depends upon the wavelength of the light absorbed by the compound. Whenever the radiations falls on the compound appear colored. So how much colored of the wavelength is absorbed will depend upon the type of the group which is present in the molecule. Okay, so the what is chromophore? It is considered as any system which is responsible for giving color to any compound. What is chromophore? It is considered any system which is responsible for giving color to any compound. So it is responsible for allotting the color to the compound. So these groups are termed as chromophore by the chemist Witt, and these compounds containing the chromophore are called as our chromosome. Okay, so what nitro compounds, as we know, we are using our turmeric in kitchen, it is yellow in color, so definitely it's having high nitro groups. That's why that compound is strong yellow in color. So if there is only one nitro group, it will be light yellow, pale yellow. But if more nitro groups are present, so it will be having the chrome yellow like color. As we had seen our metadinitrobenzene, we are doing organic analysis in the lab now, so there you can analyze that. So this nitro group is responsible for the yellow color for this compound, so that's why this nitro group is termed as the chromophore here. So other examples, azo group in the azo dyes, as you have studied the dyes in the BSc level. So all these dyes which are having the azo group, what is azo group? When there are two nitrogen atoms together bonded, these are azo group, so they are also imparting the color. That's why all the dyes are having the azo group. Then let us classify the chromophores. So there will be two classification, one on the basis of the transitions. So as I discussed that there can be different types of the electrons in the molecule. So if there is pi electrons in a particular compound, for example, if we talk about our ethene, CH2 double bond CH2, as there is sigma as well as the pi electron, means pi electrons are there, so there can be pi to pi star transitions. Okay, and so this type of the compounds are our alkene and alkynes, means double bond and triple bonds. So this type of the chromophores are having the double bond or the triple bonds. Next, certain compounds which have both the type of electrons, that is about pi and n electrons. So the two types of the transitions can take place, pi to pi star transitions and our n to pi star transition. Pi to pi star means electrons can jump from the lower pi to higher pi level, and here n to pi star transition, for examples nitriles and our azo compounds. So you can just make your own, you can write these notes. I have tried to make in a simple language. Second classification is of the chromophore is one type are independent chromophores, means they don't need any other group for their expression. Okay, when a single chromophore impart color to the compound, for example azo group, nitro so group, carbonyl group, thiocarbonyl groups, quinoid groups, etc. All these are our independent chromophores, means if these are present in any molecule, that compounds can show the color. Dependent chromophores. So these type of the chromophores, when more than one chromophore is required to produce the color in the compound. These groups are our alkenes, alkynes, or benzene ring, etc. As we know that in benzene ring alone cannot give the color, but if a nitro group is introduced, the compound can show the color, because this group will absorb the radiation. So when the chromophore is conjugated with another chromophore, absorption wavelength increases, that is our lambda max values increases. As I told you, the ultraviolet spectrums are plotted between the lambda max and the E max. So if we see that any group, means suppose this is our diene. What is diene? When the two double bonds are present together. So this is our double bond, and here this is our this is our diene, this is our triene, and this is our tetraene. So if we talk about in general, as you have heard, the 1,3-butadiene, the absorption wavelength is 217 nanometer. Now if suppose we are taking the range between 200 to 350 nanometer or 400 nanometer, we can extend. So for this, the absorption we will get a peak at in between our 200 to 250, means for 1,3-butadiene it is exactly near about 217. So for this diene we are getting a peak at 200 and 250 in between. So now if suppose one double bond is already also extended, means conjugation. What is the meaning of conjugation? When the alternate double bond and the single bond are present, this is known as the conjugation. So if we see the triene, so definitely the value of absorption maxima, means this lambda maxima will increase. So we are getting For this, the peak is obtained in between the it is more than our 200, means the value will increase 217 for the two double bonds, and it will be, again we will add plus 30 as we discuss we will discuss in the Woodward-Fisher rules. For the one double bond in conjugations, the value will increase and we will have the higher value which will be obtained for the diene. Means when a conjugation is increased, when a double bond is added in conjugation, the lambda max value increases. Similarly, for the tetraene also, the absorption maxima value will increase and the peak will be obtained at the higher wavelength. You can see the values ranges in between the above the 300. Now this is a very practical example, maybe asked in your any competitive exams. As we are seeing, tomato is our red color, है ना, सभी को अच्छा लगता है tomato. So what this red color of the tomato is, it is very intense also, na. So why this color of the tomato is red? So you can see I have drawn the structure. Which compound is responsible for this red color? This is the lycopene. And in lycopene, they are having 11 double bond in conjugation. So you can understand, definitely for the four bonds, you are having the value above the 300 and all. So definitely there are 11 double bonds, and conjugation means alternate. So the value for the lambda maximum for the lycopene is 505 nanometer. So this lycopene is imparts the red color to the tomatoes. It is very, very important for your competitive examination. Similarly, if we had seen the colors of the different vitamins and all, they are also having some double bonds in conjugation. So now this is for the chromophore, and you can see this is some groups which are showing the values here. So which type of the transition will takes place and the absorption maximum values in the nanometers. So these are some unconjugated chromophores. So as we can see, the sigma bonded electrons in our generally saturated compounds, and this is our sigma to sigma star transition will takes place in approx the ranges from our near about 150 nanometer. If the lone pair of the electrons are present, that is our non-bonding electrons. For nitrogen, the transition will takes place in around 195 wavelength. For oxygen, N to sigma star transition, if it is present in any group, the transition will takes place in 185. If sulfur is present, thio group, so the transitions takes place in the range of 195 nanometer. If carbonyl group is there, as there are three types of electrons, sigma, pi and your N non-bonding electrons, so the transitions are of two type. N to sigma star, it ranges from approximately 190 nanometer, and for the N to pi star, the transitions takes places from near about 300 nanometer. So if the pi bonded electrons in our alkenes and all, if the isolated group, so the transitions takes place in 190 nanometer range. Just you can write these values. So this is for the chromophore. I hope just you have to first write the definition. It is any group which is responsible for imparting the color to the compound. Just you can take the screenshot, and for example, nitro group you can give. If there is one nitro group, the compound will be pale yellow. If two nitro groups, it will be more yellowish in color, dark yellow ho jayega na, chrome yellow. If there are three, it will be more and more colored. So this chromophores are classified first on the basis of the transitions, and secondly they are classified on the basis of the independent and the dependent chromophores. So this example is very good in the diagram you can make. Now we will see auxochrome. Auxochrome I have described in the short. So sometimes these things are asked in the 1 mark, and if they can be asked in the 5 marks, so I will provide you more notes. So what are auxochrome? So auxochrome is a group which does not itself act as a chromophore, but whose presence brings about a shift in the absorption band towards the red end of the spectrum. This we will discuss. What are the shifts? As we know that in the Vivgyorna, when we are saying red means higher wavelength, when we are saying violet, it means lower wavelength. So what here it is written, when an auxochrome group is attached, means it does not, it alone cannot show the color, as I explained you with the example of this nitrophenol. This phenol is itself cannot show any color, but one group is introduced, this will be colored. So this is a group which does not itself act as a chromophore, but whose presence brings about a shift the absorption band towards the higher end, means longer wavelength की तरफ shift होता है. So what is an auxochrome? It is a group which will enhance the color, means it is a color enhancing group. So no absorption does not absorb any range above the 200 nanometers. Some examples: our phenol group, OH, alcoholic group, our alkoxy group, amines, or our this thioalcohol groups, etc. So all these are behaving as an oxochrome. They alone cannot do anything, but if they are present, they will increase the absorption maximum, means the spectrum shifts towards the red end of the spectrum. So they are color enhancing group. Oxochromes are color enhancing group. ये अकेले कुछ नहीं करते, but अगर ये present है, they helps to increase the absorption wavelength. Now for example in benzene is colorless ना, but if we talk about aniline, where it will be absorption wavelength shift हो जाएगा आपका 280 पर. For the benzene the value is 255, but if an NH2 group is introduced, that is aniline, the absorption wavelength will shift towards the higher side, means 280 nanometer. Now we talk about the phenol. I told you phenol alone is different, cannot do anything, but if it is present with the nitro group, it will impart the higher, the absorption band shift toward the higher wavelength. So this is for the oxochrome. Now actually before talking about the shifts, I have to explain these topics, because when we are discussing about the shifts now, these are very very important, friends. So just welcome back. So students, in this topic we will discuss the 4 type of the shift, second part of our class. So there are basically 4 type of the shift. First is our bathochromic shift, hypsochromic shift, hyperchromic shift and the hypochromic shift. So just for remembering, हमको क्या ध्यान रखना है? Bathochromic shift में it will increase the absorption maximum, it will decrease the absorption maximum. Hyperchromic shift will increase the absorption, this epsilon value means our molar absorptivity constant value, कोफिशिएंट वैल्यू बढ़ जाएगा, और यहाँ पर आपका डिक्रीज हो जाएगा. एप्सिलॉन मीन्स लैम्डा मैक्स की वैल्यू बढ़ेगी यहाँ पर. इन बोथ द केसेस, इन द सेकेंड केस द वैल्यू विल डिक्रीज, absorption wavelength value will decrease. In the first case your intensity Emax value increase, in the second case the Emax value will decrease. ये आपको शॉर्ट में ध्यान रखना है. Okay, now let us begin in detail. So first, the shifting of the absorption band towards a longer wavelength is called as the bathochromic shift. So I hope you are having a clear picture in your mind of the Vibgyor. Red is towards higher wavelength. So here we can say, जब हम बात करेंगे ना increase, so we can write red shift. The shifting of absorption band towards a longer wavelength is called as the bathochromic effect or the bathochromic shift, or as the wavelength shift towards the higher side we can say is as a red shift. So the important thing is that this can be asked in the 1 mark and it can also be asked in the 5 mark question. So if it is asked in the 1 mark, just you write one sentence and make the diagram. So here this diagram you can see, when the wavelength is shifted toward higher side, this is the wavelength line. So when the wavelength is shifted towards higher side, this is the increasing wavelength. So this is our bathochromic shift. When the wavelength is next, we will talk about our hypsochromic shift, the absorption wavelength will decrease, means that will be blue shift. And when the intensity increases, that is our hyperchromic shift. When the intensity decreases, it is hypochromic shift. So make a neat diagram. Okay, then so some groups, as we already talked about the chromophore and the oxochrome. Now I hope you are having what are chromophore. So if any group, chromophore group like carbonyl group, ethylene group, acetylene group, acid groups, ester, nitrile, etc. are present, then definitely there will be the bathochromic shift, means the absorption wavelength will increase, lambda max value will definitely increase. Or such groups like our OH and the NH2 groups are there, or it can, the chromophore groups will show their effect. And sometimes if we are changing the solvent also, then our absorption value shifts towards the higher wavelength, means the bathochromic shift also takes place if we change the solvent. And decreases the polarity of the solvent, it will also cause the red shift, means the absorption of the compound will shift toward a higher wavelength. Means if we decrease the solvent polarity, this can be asked in the objective questions. Sometimes if we are changing the solvent polarity, if we decrease the polarity of the solvent, then also it causes the bathochromic shift. And this shift takes place when the N to pi star transition takes place in the case of the carbonyl. Okay, so if as we talk about the conjugation, double bond is there. If the two more double bonds are in the conjugation, then definitely the values increases. For example, if there is only one double bond, as we know ना, alkene, ethene में केवल एक ही double bond होगा आपका, है ना, तो वहाँ पर in the transitions the absorption maximum value is 170 nanometer. But if we see 1,3-butadiene, you will have two double bonds in conjugation. So the values increases. It will be 270 nanometer. Again, this is the structure of 1,3-butadiene. And if we see the 1,3,5-hexatriene, means 1, 2, 3 double bonds are in conjugation, the value again increases. Now you can see this double bond is acting as a chromophore group here. The values are increasing. 170 for the ethene, 217 for 1,3-butadiene, and for 1,3,5-hexatriene the values is 245 nanometers. This example is very easy. Next is our hypsochromic shift. So as bathochromic shift, the wavelength shifts over higher wavelength, that was red shift. Here the shifting of absorption maximum towards the shorter wavelength, it is called as the blue shift or hypsochromic shift. I hope you got. When the wavelength absorption maximum is decreased or it is shifted towards the blue end, it is our hypsochromic shift. So what causes this shift? If the conjugation is removed from the system, means अगर हमने triple bond है, if the triple bond is one of the bond is removed from the conjugation, so it will be your hypsochromic shift. Or we can change the solvent or the polarity of the solvent. Means, for example, in aniline, the value was 280. But if we change the solution to the acidic medium, the value will, because here this group, nitrogen is having the lone pair of electrons. So this nitrogen is in the conjugation with the pi electrons of the means this हमारा जो delocalization of electrons can takes place. But if we will change the solvent acidic, so it will take H plus, and this will decrease the value from 280 nanometer to 203, means our absorption wavelength decreases. So this type of the shift is known as the blue shift. You can learn this example, aniline, and if the solvent is changed to the acidic medium, the value decreases. So this type of the shift is our hypsochromic shift. And when the conjugation is removed, the blue shift occurs and the shorter wavelength, the value will be decreased. Next is our hyperchromic shift. So in the UV spectrum, only two things you have to remember. One is lambda max value and E max value. So for the hyperchromic shift, what this will increase the intensity of absorption. So this effect involves an increase in the intensity of absorption, means the value of our Emax will increase. So the Emax increases by the introduction of any oxochrome. So as I already explained, first oxochrome, what are the oxochrome? If they are present in any compound, they alone cannot increase the value or decrease the value of the absorption wavelength or Emax. But if they are present in the ring, they can either increase the values or they can decrease. So there are certain groups which will enhance the lambda max or the Emax. These are termed as our oxochromes. So here when the CH3 is introduced in the pyridine in the second position, so the value increases to 3560. Means if we see this pyridine, okay, so for the pyridine the value is only our 2750. But if we introduce a CH3 group at the second position, so the value will increase to 3560. Now you are getting in the pyridine, if we are just seeing alone, the value is our 2750. But if the methyl group is introduced at the second position, so with this nitrogen, this methyl group is acting as an oxochrome. This can increase the value of our Emax. So the intensity of the absorption also increases. Next is our hypochromic effect. So again, this will decrease the intensity of absorption, means when the absorption, so such type of the effect, hypochromic effect, they will decrease the intensity of the absorption. So this is caused by the group which distort the geometry of a molecule. So So this is an example of our biphenyl. So you see this structure, this is symmetrical, na? Both are same structures. But if suppose we add introduce any group here, suppose we are introducing one group at the second position, na, methyl group. So what happens? First the value of the Emax is 19,000, then it decreased to 10,250. Here we don't see the value of lambda max, but here we have to see the value of Emax. First the value of the this our Emax is 19,000 when this structure was symmetrical. But when the one group is introduced, distortion came na. If symmetrical means both are having the same structure both the side, but here this molecule is not having the symmetry. So distortion came as a result of the distortion in the geometry. The molecule undergo hypochromic shift or the hypochromic effect. So this involves a decrease in the intensity of the absorption. So the intensity value decreased from 19,000 to 10,250. So if CH3 group is introduced, the structure gets the distorted and it leads to the decrease in the intensity. It causes the hypochromic shift. So this is all for the 4 types of the effect. Bathochromic shift, the wavelength absorption increases. Hypsochromic shift, lambda max value decreases. Hyperchromic shift, the intensity means Emax value increases, and hypochromic shift, the value decreases. So just you can take the screenshot and write your notes, and if you are having any doubts you can mail to me or you can write personally on my WhatsApp number. I hope you can understand the topic easily, and if some examples I had given to make it more clear, and some students are not having the capacity to write much, so just you can learn one line definition and you can complete your topic. And next I will explain the types of the absorption bands. Thanks for watching. Do like, subscribe and share with your friends.